Hello. Was having some technical difficulties again. Gonna be doing some more readings today and a pick a card once we kind of get our group in here. And I don't know if this still says Terraros, but I tried changing it like 5 times and it didn't want to change. So I'll have to change it afterwards. Do you have anything you want to start with while we're waiting for others? I don't know if my channel chat thingy is working. A roast. Let's see. For this, they're saying you're being very stubborn and you're not wanting to make any movement forward, and you also know a decision you have to make on top of that. But it's almost like you're not making the decision because you didn't get the, it's not like recognition, but it's more like you didn't get the response you were expecting. So it's like there's a lot of stuff falling apart, and it has a lot to do with the fact that you're choosing to be in yourself, but at the same time you're choosing not to move forward. Because even though this is water energy, this also is represented by Cancer. So with having both of these up here, it's showing that while in some aspects you're actually doing pretty good, like you're tapping into a lot of stuff, at other places you are just balking and you're not wanting to move at all. And it's mainly because things aren't going your way. Especially with this Tower card over here, like there's a rough uprooting happening. And this moving on from this heartbreak right here. I think the main thing here, especially with this one coming up, is that the glass half full thing kind of has to go, and there needs to be more gratefulness for every moment, as opposed to thinking that, okay, one thing went okay, but this still isn't okay, and like going back and doing that over and over again. Because if you keep doing that, you're going to keep repeating this cycle. And right now there's a lot of uprooting that's happening. So the most important thing that you should be doing is not focusing on your external, which is kind of what this whole thing is like you're being held up by things like around you and the way others are responding to you, because you're not getting the response you want. So if you can actually step out of that, because this, even though it's the Two of Swords, it still has flames in the picture, so it's really connecting to this right here, like the reason you're not making a decision, because you know what your choices are, and you're already moving out of this energy with the heartbreak and the hurt. You're already moving out of that, and seeing these wings, I'm really thinking of like angel wings and stuff like that. But you're moving out of this heartbreak, but you're choosing not to fully move on from the entire situation because someone just made it to where like there was a bad taste in your mouth, and it's making you kind of hang on and not really letting you enjoy life the way you could be enjoying it right now, because it could be a lot better and you wouldn't have this as harsh if you were able to be more in the moment and more grateful. Because I think I want to clarify around this, because I think it might have a lot of past like I can't talk, residual stuff. There's definitely a lot of talking. Yeah, it's showing the same thing here. It's like not being content with what you have. There's a lot of talking, but it's like talking about new things, and that's kind of the direction you should be heading in, is talking about the new stuff as opposed to staying in the old stuff, because staying in that is making you not be happy with where you are right now. And basically you're wanting to step into that, like you really need to go into this area, because right now what you're doing is holding on to old tendencies of cycling back to things that you've replayed over and over again. And right now is the time to break the cycle, whether you want to or not, because this energy is what's kind of coming in here. It's like you need to make a choice now, because having this Tower over here is telling you that there's choices being made. And with your Queen of Cups down here, it's showing that you know this, like you already know and you're making the choice to hold on to this right now, and they're saying, like, you know, if you don't make the choice, then it's going to burn you a lot worse. Because there, even though there aren't a lot of wand cards, there's fire in a lot of these pictures. So it's really making me feel like, with all these connections to these flames, that you can easily be burning yourself in this process. Just because of way all the flames are connected in these pictures, like between the different ones, like the uprooting, the bad tendencies, the not making a decision, like just because you're holding on to something that you don't need to anymore. Because you could be a lot happier. I mean, even if you put like a whole lot of work into this and it was really painful work and it was really tedious, like sometimes we have to let things go, and if we don't, we just end up making our own self suffer. So definitely, as much work as you put into this that you have to let go, you can do the same thing from learning from it and then creating something new. Honestly feel like your guides are a little more serious than some of the other ones, because when I try to roast you, it's like they come through with these messages where it's like she like needs to hear this a certain way. Ouch. Can you try typing something for me? I want to see if my chat thingy is working. Oh, hey, Scarlett. I have another thing up right now, and I'm trying to see if the chat room is actually working on time or not. I have a new You're welcome, man. But yeah, it's really cool how all the symbology really connects to it. I was noticing that every time someone posted something with that. It was really trippy. I'm just gonna be glad when I get my computer, because this thing likes to bug out on me on my phone and make me late to my stuff when I'm trying to join and say it doesn't work. It's not working? Hello? Can you hear me? Oh, okay. I was like, don't start going bad on me right in the middle of the thing. So, I read for Anne. If you guys want readings, I can do that for you while we're waiting. This thing, I'm pretty sure it probably says the wrong thing right now. Because I tried to change it and the internet was not being kind to me. Not internet, but just technology was not being kind to me. So it's supposed to be Jupiter Blessings, pick a card, and plus live viewer readings. So that's what this is. I don't know if it still says Tarot Roast or not. I tried to change it like 5 times. But, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to do live readings until, like, we have our group that's pretty much going to be here. And then I'm going to do the pick a card. So people aren't coming in the middle of the pick a card and kind of being like, wait, did I miss something? So, would you like something, Scarlett? Okay. Man, the smoke out here. Hey. Ooh, what am I doing? This thing is going all over the place. Stop. Okay. I'm just gonna go with this because this thing is being wacky. You'd think it was Mercury retrograde with how all this technology is just being so rude to me. Would you like a reading, Scarlett? Well, Mercury is the planet of communication, and right now it is currently in Libra. So it's being... I'm trying to think of how to put this. There's going to be a lot more talk centered around kind of like Libra type things, where it's like trying to, which kind of goes with this Mars retrograde energy. It's like a lot of mending relationships, balancing out different aspects that we've probably put off for a while. Also, you know, love life, relationships, things like that. But Mercury's direct. It's Mars that's retrograde right now, which could be causing us a lot of frustration and anger, being tired, being body achy. Yeah, it's like a lot of like communication energy, and it's like kind of like this obsessive thing with relationships almost. If it's like on your ascendant, it's going to be making you have like that energy. It's almost like making the way you normally are way more talkative and having to express how you feel on it. So let's see what comes out for you in a reading. I'm just talking about how yeah, look at all this talking energy over here. With where, man, you got some air energy going on here. But, where my stuff is, I got a lot of stuff that is going on in my 11th as well as 10th right now. Because, like, I have planets in the 11th and my MC is Aries, so with my midheaven being Aries, like all of the Aries, and my Mars is also in Aries, so all of this Chiron Aries and Mars in Aries and all this stuff is like a constant, it's been a constant thing like all year with stuff with that, and it's constantly squaring my natal Jupiter and my natal Chiron in Cancer, so that's been like a square all year. But the Neptune though, I don't think right now it's, well, it might be close enough to be squaring some of the big three right now. And that might be hitting some of my own Capricorn stuff, because I know a lot of the big three stuff is directly conjunct my descendant as well as my Saturn and Uranus and Neptune. All that stuff's just dancing around down there. So I think the actual Neptune might be squaring off my Neptune. Or sextiling it. I think it's actually sextiling it. I think I'm escaping that square. But I have a lot of really good aspects for the most part with all this. That's why I think it's just because my phone does not want to do this, but I do have a computer coming, so once I get that all set up, it'll be a lot smoother. Yep, I've been working on healing the child because that's been squaring off against my own Chiron in Cancer. And my healing comes from helping others heal. Ooh, got a popper. Okay. So there's a lot of new stuff starting for you, interestingly enough. And the way this reading started was you're having new stuff happening in your environment, and it's actually really good. It's the Ace of Coins, which is the Ace of Pentacles. There's like material things that are starting to develop right now for you. Or if they haven't, they're going to very soon. I mean, Jupiter's going direct. It wouldn't surprise me at all if things started coming in. But with this up here, though, it's almost like it's making me feel like whatever kind of success you're getting over here, someone's really not that happy for you, and it could be getting brought up by this retrograde. Why do people text me while I'm trying to do this? I, wow. That is pretty crazy. Well, and you can, the thing is, if we already know that about ourselves, we can always find new outlets. Because even myself, I was an animal nurse before this, and my everything kept pushing me to do this to the point that I got sick. I'm starting to get better, but I ignored everything until I was pushed to the ground to do this, so I'm listening now. But with Scarlet, the whatever's coming in for you, there's with this Mars retrograde, there's going to be some people showing up and just starting stuff with you, which is going to make you very irritated, and it's going to feel like a bunch of petty drama. And you're going to say that, like, you might be a little brash with how you say it. I've seen how you talk sometimes, and you can get that, like, kind of like that hammer and, like, just smash it on the table kind of thing. So this is kind of showing, like, you have that bladed tongue that's just going to come in and be like, I don't want to deal with this shit. And then it's like the truth and being able to see through the bullshit on top of that. And it's not like you're only sitting there seeing it, it's like you're gathering information, because with the night as well, it's like not only are you sitting with the king, like, knowing your stuff, it's like you're still gathering more stuff and you're saying stuff and putting that out there. And it's like all of this is really positive energy. You just have these people that are trying to hold you back, which, looking at how they're fighting, it's like there's a lot of just blocking off. Like, it's almost like people are trying to block you off from your success. And what you're realizing is that with this down here, with the Nine of Wands reverse, it's like you don't have to sit here and hold on to other people's shit, because, like, this is literally like wands. So whoever this is or whatever this situation is, you're realizing you can just drop it. Like, it's not doing you any good. Like, there might actually be a person involved that's doing this to you, because there's a King of Wands reverse as well. So whatever this situation is, it's trying to hold you back from what's trying to come in, as well as, like, you speaking your truth, which you're going to do anyways, because having both of these upright is like a major, like, you're standing your ground, speaking in your truth and everything. So whatever they're bringing, it's more like you just keep doing that with it, because you already know that you have this ace too, with this Ace of Wands. So this is like, you have this coming in, the jealousy with this situation, and you standing your ground because you're creating a new beginning. And with this fire right here, your fire is going to purge this little fire, because if you see, this one's burning a lot hotter than any of these combined right here. So you really have the upper hand in this situation, like the whole thing. Even if it doesn't feel that way sometimes and it seems like tempers are just flaring all over the place, just know if you stay in your truth and, like, speak your piece, like, that's all that matters, because this situation's going to fall away from you. You're going to end up releasing it. And the reason this is getting brought up is it's part of the retrograde and teaching you lessons about who needs to be in your life and who doesn't. Male or female? Well, with the King of Wands here, it's making me feel like it's a more masculine energy. That doesn't necessarily mean male or female, but definitely could be more of someone that has more of a masculine nature, like one that's a real pusher, one that can be controlling, a my way or the highway type of attitude. And with your ascendant being Libra, which is why I'm seeing you with all this air up here, it's like you really have the upper hand over this person, even though sometimes they can be kind of volatile. And they don't like that you're a lot more quick-witted than they are. Like, when it comes to smarts, like, you outsmart this person, like, a lot. and it drives them nuts. It's why they start all this petty shit and try to drop stuff on you and make you do things and then have this attitude right here. Because they can see you're blossoming. They can see this right here with this is coming in, which is making all this kind of roar up. And then on top of that, you're creating this new thing because you're staying, it's almost like you're creating power is the way I'm seeing it, because you standing up and saying what you need to say is creating power. So, hey Sarah. But it could be male or female, but it's just depending on who you know that really has like a fiery disposition but comes off more masculine. Oh yeah, your bottom of the deck energy was the Hangman. So definitely going through all this is really helping you get a new perspective. Because when you sit back and think and you watch this person, you can actually see where it's coming from. If you weren't seeing it before, you'll be able to see that it's coming out of an envy place. Even if they try to act like, you know, they're for you and for your achievements, if you see when they lash out, if you kind of stand back and listen, you can see that it's coming from a place of envy. Damn. It's no wonder you got so much fight over here. Yeah, you're gonna need to find... There's a piece you're missing somewhere, because with this coming up, it's almost like you need to look at something you're not looking at, because you have everything here to create this and make it happen. But the thing is, like, there's a piece you're missing. And this piece is getting lost in all this fighting because it's taking away from your energy to think clearly. Though that is ironic that you're saying it's a church, and I'm saying I don't know if it's male or female, but it has masculine energy. But definitely you can do this. There just has to be, like, there's a way you're not seeing to do it. It'll probably come after this Jupiter direct happens, because things will kind of switch over and it'll give it like this burst where you might get some unexpected ideas, or something will happen where you can actually, because it's going to be in Capricorn, where you can cement some ideas that were blocked off before, probably because of this. But it's like you'll be able to break through some barriers because you'll get a new like way of looking at something that maybe they overlooked, and you can be like, look, we can use this. And it's not like they're going to be able to fight you on it, because you literally have the upper hand in the whole thing. They just have drama, and that's it. And you know it. Drama llamas. Oh. Yeah, so when it goes direct, you're going to get a big boon, especially when it comes to like soul stuff and where you've put down your roots. If anything, it might give you that hangman information you need, because if your intuition just like comes in super strong when it goes direct and gives you the answer, that could be what happens. Ooh. Yeah, see, you'll get it though. You got 3 of Cups, so you're gonna be celebrating. That one just decided it wanted to jump out. Okay. Oh. And I don't want to start the pick a card till like everyone kind of has a chance to get in. Oh, it's working again? I don't know why it's doing that. I'm gonna be so happy when my computer gets here. That's one thing about streaming is my phones are kind of like, no, we don't like streaming. But I have a computer on the way. It should be here next week, so I'm happy. And it should make everything run smooth. I have really good internet. It's just my phone itself doesn't have all the what you call it? It's the specs necessary for having like that really smooth stream. So I already have a webcam that I can attach to my thing, and then I can have my laptop once it gets here off to the side so it can do all the streaming work, and then I can just look at that for chat. I have to reorganize my table a little bit, but not too much. Owen, hey! And you're not too late. I actually had some technical difficulties getting on here again, so I'm happy I'm getting a computer. Oh, my heart right here? That's actually spectralite. It's one of the higher grades of labradorite. Yeah, I'm making sure, I'm just getting everyone like some readings before we start, since everyone said they were going to be a little late, so people will have time to kind of get on. We'll do some readings before, and then once everyone's on, we'll start doing the pick a card. The green tower on the right? You mean this one? Because I think that's the only green one I have on the right now. Because this one is actually Caribbean calcite. It's like a aqua blue kind of color. Here, let me see if I can change my lighting a little bit so you can see it better. Which one gives me better color? Does this one do better color? I think you can see the color a little better in that one, right? Yeah, I actually have quite a bit of it. Oh, you want to have some months going on, Owen. Okay. Let's do some months for Owen. So do you want to stop at December? Yeah, I really like Caribbean Calcite a lot. Another one I really like is Larimar, which I kind of want some bigger pieces of it, but I got a little butterfly. He's so cute. I got a mermaid tail also. Oh, where did I have you? I got lots of little baby crystals over there. Yeah, I like it a lot. Let's see, Owen. So this is September that we're doing right now. You're realizing you gotta leave the shit. October. I swear, boy, if you are still dealing with this. Oh my. November. Well, at least your queen's coming out finally. Like, shoot. Let me move my things up so that way you guys can see. There we go, finally. Oh, and that's ironic. That's when Mars goes direct. December. Okay, Owen. You... You are such a teeter-totter. Like, such a teeter-totter. It's like... Because we have September, October, November, December, right? So, it's like, here we are in September. And it's like, emotionally, you're ready to let go. Movement-wise, you're not making a decision. What? Why? But you know, that's September. Maybe we have something else happening in November. Oh wait, no we don't. We have, once again, in the material world, things are very uneven. You're not happy with how it's going. And emotionally, you're very unfulfilled and you are not happy. Then mystically, somehow, we get to November, and all of a sudden, this energy of lacking turns into, I have everything. I am the queen of my coins. So I don't know if you finally did it in November, like you went on and took your shit back and you did it because all of a sudden you got the Wheel of Fortune, things are going, it's moving, and that's why I was saying it was ironic because November is when Mars goes direct. And we just started the Mars retrograde, and it's like, for the months that this is going on, this is what this looks like, and then all of a sudden you go into November, and it's like, oh, happy days. But it's like, at the same time, you're going into December, and this is making me feel right here that it's like you are feeling really down. Like, you might be feeling lonely, like you're having to do a lot of stuff yourself, and your financial situation might not be ideal to you, but the thing is, what's really coming in strong with this card is don't be ungrateful. because like a major thing that'll happen is you have to realize like there's probably going to be a lot of people around like, you know, supporting you. And yeah, it's like this right here, because this is what I'm talking about with the December. Like, you see how this card looks? It's almost like, I mean, even holding like a little doll too. But it's like fiery skulls. And it's almost like a closing off thing where you feel like you have to do this yourself, but wands are also very spiritual. So if you realize you don't and you can kind of like come out of your shell a little bit, maybe opening up, like your mom might even try to come through and talk to you. But the thing is, you're going to block off the healing you need for this if you are not grateful for what you have, because it seems like you worked really hard like emotionally in September. Like, you're already at the place where you know you can move on. It's just the act of moving on is going to take you longer. Like September, October, you're going to be going through it, like probably the moving, the dealing with whatever mess he creates and makes you feel bad about. But it's like you're going to step into November and you're going to have your stuff back. You're going to have probably your place you're staying, because this is material. You're going to have like starting to get your ducks in a row. Your opportunities are going to start flowing in. Possibly that job you were asking if you should go for will probably come through for you. But it's like going into December, you're gonna almost fall back a little bit. So make sure you don't fall back to him. Fall back on people you can trust, so that way you can pull yourself out of this energy where you close off and you're just very hurt and you feel very alone and like nothing is working out for you. Because there actually is. It's just, it's a very emotionally charged time. So you're gonna have to really push through this. At least, I mean, you have the strength to do it. It's just going to be very irritating to you the next 2 months because you are ready to move on. It's just that he's gonna make it difficult. And he's gonna try his best to make it difficult where money's concerned. Yeah, it's a lot. Like, but you asked for like the next few months. Like, this is like the rest of the year, like what's going on with you. So it's gonna be a lot. You have to realize, like, emotionally, you're in a space where you're like done. Like, you realize that you don't need to keep looking at the past and you can move on towards things because you know this is the energy you're working towards. Like, you know you're heading this way with this energy. But it's like you got to work through his crap. Like, you're being like stuck and held, and the way that's happening is he's literally he's gonna be doing something with money throughout the rest of this month in October. I don't know what he'll do, but there's gonna be, maybe you're trying to move, I don't know what it is, and he's doing a lot of emotional manipulation. And like, you just have to be careful. Like, one thing I'm feeling is if you have your money somewhere and he knows about it, make a new account or something to where you are putting money there so he doesn't know what you have. Oh, thank you, Scarlett. But definitely I would say have your own kind of safe place for it, because if you do that, then that kind of secures this right here. Because you'll definitely have what you need in order to move when you're ready to move if you've been stashing away and he doesn't know about it. Because if you've always been very open with your money and what you're giving and what you have, if you're broke, if you're not, and he can see it, or maybe he can see it and you don't know because he has passwords, like, definitely just do something different that he won't expect so you have what is yours and he does not know about it. Otherwise, you're going to stay stuck in this situation because he's going to keep siphoning you. But you need to change it. You need to, like, it's like I keep, like, my wrist keeps turning like there's a key in it. Like, I don't know if there's unlock your power, Owen. Like, it's a freaking key. But It's good that you haven't shared that stuff, but I would say just to be safe, even because it has been 6 years, you don't know what he can look into or what he can do. I would say like get something that he doesn't even know you have. A keyblade. Yeah, just smack him with it. But I would say definitely, and if you're planning on moving, don't tell him where you're moving to. Don't leave anything open about where you're searching, because like he's gonna try to mess it up. Like he's really gonna try to mess it up. He's gonna try to siphon and then make you feel guilty, and then also he's gonna be doing some underhanded stuff while you're trying to accumulate what you need to move, because you're not able, even though you're emotionally ready, physically you can't. And it's because he's doing stuff, and you don't want him ruining the chance for you to get a house. Like he could easily like go behind you if he finds out you're going to like a house thing and call them and say you have bad this, that, and the other thing, and just completely sabotage you. So anytime you are looking for a house or somewhere to rent, or if you're getting money and putting away, do it when you're not home. So that way there's no way he can see you doing it. Don't do it on your phone where he can walk in and see that's what you're doing, because the last thing you need is him to know any part of this business. And then once you're ready, like I said, it's probably going to take you this time to get to November, because you need to solidify this. Like you need to have your backup money, like your last month if it's going to be renting. You need to have money set up for bills for your first month. Like you just need to have all your like your goose egg just kind of sitting there and ready. So that way when the opportunity falls in your lap for being able to move into this in November, it's like you can just take it head on, because you have all this in your hand. Like literally, you'll have it in your hand. And you're going to be like stepping forward away from this back here. It's like you're literally just stepping forward into it. But it's like November is going to be a really good month, and you're going to take a lot of power back. It's just that once you do that, you know, you're probably going to be in a place by yourself. So December is going to feel lonely because of what you've experienced. Plus, you know, it'll be the first time you're out of a long time relationship like that. But just know you can go to people you trust and talk to them. Don't go back and talk to him at all, even if he's trying to talk to you, because that will just really mess up stuff for you. But, I mean, it's even showing here, like, this is his energy right here. Like, he doesn't want to let it go at all. Like, he really doesn't, and he's gonna be controlling and, like, really combative. Like, this energy right here is just... He would try to sabotage a lot of stuff to keep it where it is, especially monetary-wise, because he doesn't want to have to do the extra work when he's so used to you doing everything. But in his mind, he's not picking up just how done with the whole situation you are. Like, he's not understanding it, because all he's seeing is what he needs. So that isn't really gonna change much. What's gonna change is how you're handling it, which is completely secretive, which probably isn't something you're used to doing, but you're gonna have to hold your tongue as much as you might want to say something. Well, at least you won't be as frustrated, and you have a game plan going for the rest of this month in October, even if he's like being a little dick. Just keep that in mind. And it might be easier for you if you just kind of shut it out and don't listen to it, because that really messes with you mentally too. So I'm telling you. It's like, that's pretty much Jupiter showing you the opportunities knocking. Because that energy is really about to turn direct in a couple days, and it's just going to be like, hello. Well, you're going to be stepping into it, because the thing is, when you're releasing something like that, your energy changes. And people can feel the energy shift, and then they're like drawn to you because your energy is different. Like when you put out something like that, like even if you're mad and you feel like you're looking a hot mess, people are still going to come and talk to you. It's really annoying when you want to be left alone, but they're still going to talk to you. And plus, you've been expressing yourself a lot more. And when you start expressing your creativity and things like that, that also happens. Because like it's like a spark ignites almost, which is really good. Well, since you guys got to see Owen get a forecast, do any of you want a forecast? Yeah, just be careful with your drinking with all this Neptune and Pisces energy. You don't want to get hurt. Bartender lost his card. I'll do it like I did for Owen and. And your card's like flying away from me and doing weird stuff off the side. Okay, so we got September. Why do I feel like you sauntered up to him? So... No, I didn't. You're so bad. October. This is... okay. November. These two came out together. You can talk, Owen, it's fine. You can tell you just got off work and you really need to talk right now. You know, start pulling Ryan's and say, I'm gonna be quiet. So, yeah, you're fine, don't worry. So, and you had a couple ones that came out together too, so I'm gonna talk about them. But I'm gonna go over September 1st. So with the month of September, um, you're really coming into a place of compassion, and I really feel like this is more for yourself because this is like a very nurturing, protective energy, and it's almost like with this down here, it's like what once made you happy, or maybe even something that you didn't realize that you should be grateful for, is going to kind of come to the forefront and make you realize you weren't grateful, but you're going to be able to be gentle with yourself and realize that you weren't in the space at the time. So it's really going to be a growing thing for you here. So September is going to be a lot of growing through realizing there were things that you really took for granted, but at the same time you're healing aspects of yourself, so now you're able to see it. So when these things come up, don't be hard on yourself for it, because we all go through these things, and when we're actually doing healing, what happens is this comes to the surface and then we heal these as well. It actually continues on into October, and there's like this really good sense of you starting to come into your own, where it's almost like you're blossoming and you're starting to learn how to transmute things, like whatever types of energies they are, into what will benefit you the most. Now, this comes from you learning about different deceit that's happened, like you know what the truth is, and it's like you're kind of pulling from this everything you learn, and you're not allowing it to hold you back anymore. You're not allowing it to take from you anymore. So you're really working on growth by working through these things, and a lot of these things are gonna come up as thoughts in your head, like probably replaying over and over again. So just be careful with that, because from what it looks like, and this does happen, like when you have a lot of healing stuff you're going through, with November over here, it looks like it gets very hard, because whatever comes up that you're starting to heal in October gets very deep in November, and it causes a lot of like anxiety and depressive type feelings, almost like you want to close off, because right here with these two coming out together, with the Three of Swords and the Eight of Pentacles reversed, it's almost like this huge heartbreak hits you, because whatever you learn, it really it pulls at you in a way that what you were learning before wasn't. And it almost makes you feel like a lot of things that you worked very hard on with this Eight of Pentacles right here, a lot of things that you worked very hard on were a lie. And it almost kind of crushes you a little bit, because you're trying to work through this. So November is going to be pretty tough for you when you come up to this point. Hello. And so once you come up to this point, the best thing to do is to really take time for yourself, because this is like Owen, I can't with you. But with this energy, and you have to realize too that the only like physical energy is the energy that comes with you thinking about the heartbreak of it. So this is a lot of mental energy right here. Whatever you are going through in November, it's very mental energy, and the best thing you can do when you're really stuck in mental energy is to try to bring yourself back down. Yeah, Jim, that Owen is he's really jealous right now of your crown and that you're pink. He's very jealous. Um But the best you can do in November, I would say, is definitely what you've been working on for these months. You've probably at this time developed practices that have helped you kind of learn to ground your energy because you've been working through some of this stuff already. This it's just whatever hits you in November is going to be a lot harsher than what you've been working on. Or maybe it's going to be an answer you've been working towards and it finally hits you and it hits you a lot harder than you thought it would. So the best thing to do is to really fall back on what you have been doing that's been helping you heal and keep pulling yourself back into the energy of like, okay, I can take this a little bit at a time and allow yourself to cry, allow yourself to let things out. Don't feel like you have to hold it in because when you hold it in and don't let it out, it festers and it gets even worse. So with November, just hang in there because it will get better. Because basically it comes to December and you're going to be looking at it like you're kind of over it. And it's like you're not really going to have a feeling about it one way or another. It's just going to be like you're fine with, like, you know, looking elsewhere for something different. And that's because you're starting to finally step into this power right here with the Queen of Wands. Freaking Owen. But, oh, and I couldn't change the name of this tarot roast thing. Like, I did a tarot roast the other night, but, I can still do roast too, but I'm doing readings until the people get here, and I'm gonna do a pick a card for Jupiter and then do more readings, so it's like a combination of doing personal readings and pick a card and everything tonight. But, once you get into December, it's like you're going to be able to look back at all this and realize, okay, you gave yourself all the tools over these past months to really grow. And the situation, and this being with the cups, is a very emotional situation. So, and it can deal with memories and everything like that. Like looking back at what you had and what you have now isn't as good because you're going to not be seeing things with the veil over it like you used to. And it's not, since you go through all this, it's really gonna break a few things. But you're gonna be able to rebuild them and you're gonna be able to move forward with this wand energy. And you're gonna be a lot more in tune spiritually too because you've been able to really work through this weight. And by December, most of the planets are actually going to be going direct. So you stepping into this energy in December means that you're going to be ready to take next year by storm, which is really good. Oh my gosh. But just know whatever you go through, you do have the tools in you to get through it. And then once you get through it, it might feel a little numbing for a while, but you're definitely going to step into owning everything when you do. But yeah, the rest of the year is just a lot of healing work for you. But November's going to be kind of tough. Why are you killing plants, Owen? It's gonna seem kind of stormy starting out because healing kind of seems that way, but once it gets into, yeah, for Anne, it's gonna seem kind of stormy because that's how healing seems, but then it's really going to hit in November and it's gonna feel a lot different than the other work that Anne's been doing up till now. So with healing work, it's basically like kind of facing the fears about yourself. Owen, you're just a little hopeless. But healing work is a lot like it's not only going into memories, but it's also looking at yourself as you are now. And a lot of times, when we see things in characters on TV or people that we talk to that really get under our skin, what's being shown to us is things we need to work on in ourselves. So if you notice anything that really agitates you, like stop and kind of like dissect it. And then, how the heck do you kill succulents? But it's like whatever you find, you work on that, and you don't do it all at one time. Like if you find one thing and it's really hard and you need to take a break from it, you're a freaking nurse too, man. Like what the fuck? Letting the poor thing die. But for art, definitely it's going to be a lot of inner child work for you as well, like going through and healing a lot of the trauma as well, which you need to be, like the King of Cups was showing, is very for art. Will you, Owen? This for art thing is so messed up. But yeah, Sarah, I'll do yours after I finish answering her question. But with your inner child work, you're probably going to have to do a lot of bits and pieces of it at a time, otherwise it'll become too overwhelming. And I can read you after Sarah Jim, that's fine. But definitely be really gentle with yourself going through it, and make grounding and being grateful like a daily part of everything. Because like either when you wake up or go to sleep, at least remember once a day like to do what you're grateful for, and to also like really like kind of pull your energy back into yourself, because it's really easy to get scattered. And you at least need that once a day, so you're kind of having like a center to come back to, and you're building that foundation. So while you're doing the work, if it gets too overwhelming, you can just kind of pull yourself and like rein it in and take a break for a little bit, because you really need to be able to take breaks while you're doing this, because if you just keep pushing, you can exhaust yourself, and it can make you have a breakdown if you push yourself way too hard. Like you need breaks in between, especially when it's really traumatic stuff, because going into panic attacks and things like that, and like you don't want to end up putting yourself in a hospital because you are forcing yourself to do work when you should have been resting. So, oh my gosh, Owen, you're finding the emotes. But definitely start out really slow with it and do what you can. And there's a lot of different ways you could. I'm so done right now. There's a lot of different things online too, so you can find personal ways for you. Sorry. Are you trying to make up for Ryan right now because Ryan's not here embarrassing himself? Go get him and make him embarrass himself. But everyone's practice is very unique to them. So I would definitely look into what you feel comfortable with, and then just kind of create your own routine with it, so that way you're grounded. You're an embarrassment. Okay, fine. We won't invite Ryan this time. But let's see, some inner child work and shadow work for Sarah. Ryan's had his time. Yeah, the whole last live was his time. That was just kind of disturbing. I did not expect all of that to come out. Oh, okay. Well then, your stuff is very straightforward. This literally jumped out for you for your inner child and shadow work. Overall consensus, obviously, doing the work means you gotta let the shit go even though it's really painful, which is what this overall energy is right here. So this is what you need to let go of that's going to be very painful. Now, first thing we have here is choosing to stay stagnant, choosing not to make a decision. This is something that stems, I almost want to say, from childhood. It's almost like you feel like you can't make a decision for fear of it being the wrong decision. So you constantly just kind of stick the background instead of making one and allow other people to make it for you. Now, carrying this with you has made you very weak where your courage is concerned. And in order to build that flame back up, you need to start making your own decisions. You need to heal that part of you that feels like if you make a decision and it's wrong, it's like a thing for the rest of your life. We're all going to make mistakes. We're all human. And we learn from our mistakes. They aren't failures, they're lessons. So any choice you make, no matter what, will make you stronger because you're either going to learn from it or you're going to progress. And either way is progressing because you're learning. So you're actually taking strength from yourself when you allow other people to make decisions for you. But you also, you have this major thing you need to heal where you just keep giving to the point that you empty yourself. And you do this out of needing acceptance. Because when you compare yourself to other people, it's almost like you feel like you have, it's showing your vulnerability scares the crap out of you, but you always feel extremely vulnerable no matter what you do. And I don't know why I keep hearing the word whisper and it's driving me nuts. Like, I don't know if you constantly feel like people have like, or maybe it's memories that you have where every time you try to do something, like a memory pops up almost like a whisper in your mind and it's like making you feel like you cannot believe in yourself. And it's just completely defeating any purpose of you trying to step out and really move on with things because it's just like this anchor that's weighing you down, and it's making it to where your cup is always pouring out instead of you being able to tip it up the right way and keep it for yourself. But the work you need to do is definitely letting it go. It's not the kind of work where you're trying to incorporate what this is. Like, you are who you need to be. What you need to do is let whatever this memory is, whatever it is that keeps you going back to letting other people either make the decision or you just not making a decision till something happens. You need to sit with yourself, and when that memory comes up, you need to catch it. It's almost like you need to catch it as it's trying to go by and kind of like look at it and find where it comes from, so that way you can just pull it up by the root and throw it away so it's not there anymore. What, me or Owen? Because Owen has a lot of words up here on this screen. I don't know if someone talked to you in anger a lot, and it's probably why it's stuck there. But you have, yeah, like, this kind of fell out the bottom. You have a lot of this weakness right here and not being able to make these decisions because you have a lot of codependency issues. Like, whatever this person did made you feel like you can't make decisions on your own. And it's like, it's sometimes good when you're doing something that's like life changing to get other people's opinions. But if you know in your heart what you want to do and you're giving it up because of some repeat thing that's been happening for such a long time, you're basically burning your own forest down that you've created, that you found, and you're not allowing yourself to grow. Especially if you're allowing someone to treat you horribly as well. It doesn't matter if someone's a friend or a relationship or a family member. Family can be toxic too. I mean, I had to cut off most of my family because they're all pretty toxic. And who I do have relationships with, I am very careful how I have relationships with them. I mean, that was my thing this year. That was a really harsh learning thing, but when you see people for who they are, you can't really deny it anymore. Or if you already know and you're pushing it under, you're just giving away your power willingly because you would rather not make the decision. Man, I can't see everything you guys are saying. You guys are just over here as... Oh, okay. I was seeing everything that you guys have been writing because it was like way past, because I was just talking and wasn't... When I start talking, a lot of times I don't look at what you guys are saying in chat. So it's like when I look up, it's like you guys have already said a whole bunch. I'm like, oh crap. Yeah, if you got Cancer there, you're deeply connected to your roots, but if Mars was there, there was possibly some explosive anger that happened and you had to internalize a lot of your emotions in order to survive. Let's see your advice for your work real quick. You're saying that and the Five of Wands comes out. Right as I was thinking this is you, the High Priestess comes out. Right as I was thinking that this was representing you being in the middle of all this crap, the High Priestess comes out. So this is showing a lot of dishonesty, a lot of harsh words, a lot of just really messed up stuff, and this is showing people fighting over a bunch of petty bullshit. So it's like, this is what you are surrounded by. Whereas with you, you are trying to create these beautiful relationships. Now, being in the middle, there's not going to be beautiful relationships coming out of this top energy up here. It's not going to create anything. It's just going to stay stuck. And in order to move into this energy, you got to pull yourself away from trying to make this work and make you work. Like, you literally have to focus yourself and make you work. This is going to stay what it is. There's nothing you can do there. The only way you're going to be able to heal both your inner child and do your shadow work, the generational curses, like things that are passed down like through bloodlines over and over, just because, you know, that's the way we do things and it's tradition. The only way you're going to be able to break out of this is to go on your own, because trying to create a family atmosphere out of this chaos is just going to kill you. So the only way to heal is to literally pull this loving energy and create that relationship with yourself. Yeah. Your bottom of the deck is the Star, though. You have a lot more power in this situation than you think you do. Especially if you keep keep your faith and you keep like your intention set on what you want, instead of putting your energy into creating harmony where you know they don't want harmony. This is their normal. This is what they want. If they wanted to grow, they would have tried to show this by now. You wouldn't still be dealing with it this much later. So take your energy and start putting it into yourself. Because as you do that, you're going to grow in yourself, and what you want and what you need will manifest. Also, I keep being drawn to the little lamb in this. I don't know if in your household a lot, it's almost like you're the one that gets put up to take the brunt of stuff, because you're the more docile one out of like the group of combatants over here, because you're the one that's trying to form the connection. So a lot of time you're the one getting burned, and that's why your confidence is so low, is because you're constantly just getting burned and all you're trying to do is help. So this, I'm just letting you know, this energy isn't going to change. What will change is your perspective on yourself. And when you put this energy into yourself, all this love you're trying to give them to help them, I don't even know what they're gonna do. But it's like, take that and give it to yourself and love yourself and be proud of yourself for your growth. Study things you want to study. Just do like a whole bunch of things that you really like to do and build yourself up. And while you're focused on that, keep your intention on what you really want, and really look at what's going to help you get out of your situation. Whether that is breaking tradition or that is manifesting a relationship that helps you just get away from your family, whatever way speaks to your soul and comes to you, like, you really got to open up to your intuition with both of these here. Like, you really got to just let your intuition come in and tell you what's going to help you the most. But once you rely on that and you're really putting it out there that you want this thing to come to you to get you out of this situation, it's going to align with you and you're going to be able to get out yourself. They are not going to willingly let you go. If you're looking up here, you can see all these knots that they've tied around up here. they're basically trying to block off and like keep you like bound this way, so that way you're always the one that's trying to hold the pieces together, because that's what they're using you for. When in reality, if you step out, you're very powerful. Yeah, like don't even worry about what they're doing. Like they're literally just taking your energy from you. You just need to pull yourself out of the situation. You might still be in the environment, but you yourself, you can pull your energy to you and not have it to where they're just throwing all your stuff all over the place and you're a mess. Owen's the cheerleader over here. When you leave your or not even before you leave, once you start stepping into like this power you have right here, you're going to feel a lot different and you're going to have a lot more control over what's happening. Because right now things are so like a teeter-totter kind of thing, where you're trying to tell everyone where the miscommunication was while they're arguing, and you're just like kind of losing your mind a little bit. If you can pull yourself out of it and realize, yeah, I know the knowledge, I know what's going on, but that doesn't mean I gotta say anything. I mean, you can see she's kind of pulling the veil over her mouth, like, I really don't gotta say anything. And that's pretty much what it is. Like, you can know everything, and they can fight about it, but you can keep your information, and you can put all that intention into yourself and your growth. And healing the fact that their issues have messed up your self-confidence. Like, start making decisions for yourself, like choosing yourself. That's a big decision to make. When you choose yourself, you're making a decision. And then that helps you grow in your confidence, because you're choosing yourself. You're choosing to love yourself, to do things for yourself, self-care. Just doing that brings a lot of power back to you. And then also it really heightens your intuition and restores your faith, and not just, outside of you, but also yourself, because you lose a lot of faith in yourself when you go through stuff like this, because you always feel like you're going to do the wrong thing. But if you start being able to trust yourself, you'll know no matter what decision you're making, you're fine. Seriously. And you got her and the star right here. So it's like really trying to come in and show you that. But yeah, you guys are some real hermit squad over here. You're welcome, Sarah. It's okay, Owen. So, Jim, you still there and want your reading? You have class. Do you want a shadow work one, monthly forecast? Like, I've been seeing some different ones popping up here, which has been kind of interesting, so. Being a lady's overrated. So, advice and healing. And after I do you, Jim, I'll start the pick a card for you guys. What? Oh my gosh, Owen. That was a visual I did not need right now. Oh, you're welcome, Scarlett. That's really cool. Yeah, if you have questions and stuff, a lot of times when I read stuff, I pull from art too. Of course, I loved it. I was laughing. But if you have questions on certain things, I read from art on cards too. So a lot of times when I pull certain things, it's not necessarily something that would be in the definition of a card, because like that's how my intuition works. Kind of like how you guys were probably hearing me say I'm hearing shit. But it's that way with art and a lot of other things too. So if you have questions, like, just ask how I get things if you're not sure, because I can tell you if it was an intuition thing or if it was actually like a card meaning. So you can incorporate that if you want to. Ooh. Okay, so there's a lot of emotion here. And since this is advice and healing, it's almost like a warning against staying somewhere because of emotions tied to situations. You are ready to move on from certain things because you're seeing them for what they are. It's like some of the veils are starting to be lifted, things are starting to make sense. But at the same time, it hurts because you're also seeing things for what they are, and it wasn't probably as nice as you thought it was. And having to heal from that is hard because, like, you went through a lot of depression and probably like not really being able to break free of a lot of things, and it made you feel like you were just really bound to this situation for a while. But you're finally moving out of that, and by moving out of that, you're taking this power back. It's almost like this bird here is really making me think of a phoenix. It's like a phoenix rising again, because this is something you went through more than once. It was like it happened in the past, and there might have been like a separation or something happened where it went away for a while, but then it came up again later. But when it came up again, you knew it for what it was, but you might have still let it happen. And that's what caused you the most pain, is that it repeated. But being able to walk out of that and realize that you can break these chains yourself and you don't have to stay with this energy is what's going to bring you this transformation. And I don't know why, but I'm feeling like you need a... You're making me pull out one of my oracle decks. There's something here. Damn. Okay. Whatever is happening, you need to say no. I don't know what it is, but it is something that something's happening right now and you need to just stop and say no, whatever it is. Like, that was just it's like I don't know why, but I kept being pulled to pull for you, and like literally that's what came out. um I don't know if you're getting pulled back into this situation or whatever's happening, but there's a big fat no here. Wherever you're getting pulled to do, there's a no, and you need to stop. You need to put it off to where you can think about it and release some things and get into this energy before you make a decision. Because you don't want to fall back into where you were before you were able to release it like this. But that's like freaking guides coming down and being like, tell her to stop. Like, there's something right here. It's literally saying, like, just like pause in your tracks right now, because there's some, I don't know if maybe you are heading towards letting something happen again, and that could be what this is, even though you know that it's not good. It's like almost like they're trying to step in and intervene and say, don't do it. You know better. You've learned from it already. You need to just move on and grow instead of letting it come back in your life. Oh my gosh. The neck. I can't. It's like I look over here and see what Owen's saying. But whatever this is for you, for the healing, the answer is, whether it's already there or it's coming back, saying no. And that's how you're going to heal, because you need to let go of it and not let it have a hold on you anymore. You can't stay in this energy of not making a decision, because that's making a decision, whether you realize it or not. Because they really want you to walk into this energy. They want you to break out of whatever this was. And they want you to start healing and transforming and really being in your power and moving forward with everything. But you can't do that. Whatever this situation is that you're trying to leave, you can't do that if you let even a little of it back in. Like, if you're not sure, just wait. Like, don't answer right away. You can leave it on red. Who cares? Like, you don't need to, like, respond right away. Oh my gosh, guys. But yeah, it's definitely saying that. That's probably why that deck was pulling me so hard, is they were trying to come in and make you realize, like, before you do something, since you're already heading in the right direction, that's what they're trying to tell you. You're heading in the right direction. Don't fall back. Don't go backwards. Oh, okay. That's what happens with Mars retrograde. It'll bring back cycles. And it's either cycles we haven't completed, or it's going to be cycles where we are revisiting it to make sure that we've learned everything we're supposed to and we wouldn't repeat it again if it came to us. So your cycle could be coming back with this retrograde. And it's almost like, if it's getting reintroduced to you, it's almost like, are you going to say no, or are you going to go back to it and lose all this power that you've been gaining and this momentum you've been getting from trying to really work on this and heal this? It's like making that decision. You're like at this fork in the road. And if you choose to go forward with your healing and say no to what is trying to come in and take your power, you're going to be able to reap the blessings that are coming in. But yeah, that is what they had to say for you, hun. I'm giving everyone a sneak peek of my pick-a-card decks I'm using over here. Yeah, they're really strongly that was like a strong pull for that card to come out with that. But I'm gonna go ahead and start this strong arm. I'm done. Oh, freaking take my strong hand. But I already have the crystals picked out for you guys. If you hadn't guessed that these were the ones already. We're gonna do a pick a card. You haven't seen one of my pick a cards, huh, Owen? So I'm gonna do this one, not the way I do mine on my YouTube, but I'm gonna do it the way I kind of do them on my Instagram once I finally started making those live. But you pick a crystal. I'll tell you what the crystals are. And then once you pick a crystal, I will go through each of them, like, you know, the rose quartz, la la. I'll go through each of them, tell you the properties, and then after that, I'm going to do your reading right in front of you. So whatever you've picked, the first on YouTube. So it's like that, but the only difference is I'm not going to go over the properties first. The properties come after you choose. So you're going to hear the properties, and then I'm going to start the reading. There we go. So there's going to be 4 readings total, but it's for the crystal you pick. And you can pick more than one if you're feeling drawn to more than one. And the piles aren't pre-made and shuffled. I shuffle them and do them out in front of you guys. So, trickery denounced. But I also want to ask you guys, do you want me, once I tell you the crystals, to do a little singing triangle meditation while you pick? It's up to you guys. Freaking no. Have you even heard the singing triangle, Owen? You don't even know what the heck you're agreeing to, I think. But I'm gonna go ahead and tell you the crystals then, and then I'll do the singing triangle and start going through the properties and the readings. So right here we have a rose quartz. Oh, I'm gonna have to do the thing where it doesn't go out. And right here we have ruby zoisite. And then this one is pink tourmaline. Yeah, it has like a really light, that's the ruby part of it. And then this one right here is a little opalite dolphin. Okay. Dun, dun, dun. Once I can get in here, not hit anything. Oh no, my thing's underneath it. Gotta fix it. There we go. Okay. Well, we already know which ones you picked then. Well, Green Tower's second, so who chose? Let's put you. Who chose the rose quartz? If anyone did, since it seems like everyone's really attracted to that green tower. We gotta do the pick of cards in order so people can go to their crystals. How original. It's a freaking rose. What do you expect? Man, that green's pulling you guys. Well, for whoever is drawn to the rose that watches this after, because I upload it to my YouTube, we'll see for them. So this is going to be the reading for the Jupiter blessings, because Jupiter is going direct on the 13th. 41 minutes after midnight. So just barely. But that's PST. So wherever you are, add your time zone to that. Well, whoever picking rose quartz is going to get some material blessings and family stuff. Oh, baby snow quartz. Those are good ones to carry, actually. Because you got grounding in there, you got self-love, you got protection from negative energy, cleansing. Yeah, you got a good variation there, Owen. You might need something for energy. I know Tiger's Eye can give you energy, but there's certain colors of Tiger's Eye that give you more. Yeah, it's like an enhancer, like clear quartz. Like this is rainbow clear quartz. This is actually Lumerian quartz. So it's a lot different than crystal quartz. Your Mars and Jim. Okay. So it's not all roses for the rose pile over here. Some of Jupiter's blessings are coming in the form of lessons. Okay. There's a lot of earth energy in this reading. A lot of earth energy. Depending on the crystals, some of them getting wet should be fine. There's some that they get wet, they actually can get messed up or it actually damages them. One off the top of my head I know is selenite, should not get wet at all. I'm trying to remember the other ones. A lot of ones that end in ITE shouldn't get wet just because of the type of mineral or formation they are. All this freaking earth energy. Okay, so it's like this pile's gonna go through stuff, but they're gonna have a good time, like, and they're gonna let shit go. Move you over a little bit so there's like more space over here. There. Mercury came up twice on the same side. This is gonna be, yeah, look at, in the blessings, comes out over. This is gonna be great, whoever chose rose quartz. It's like, yeah, you're gonna go through some stuff, but it's gonna be, probably more mental with family. But there's gonna be some abundance that really comes out of it and some happiness and letting go of some shit. And things finally balancing out so blessings can come in. And then the final one would be this one. Okay, so for the rose quartz with fourth house and Taurus, on this side with fourth house, which is family, the soul connection with yourself, your roots, your ancestors, there's a lot going on because we have square over here and Mercury twice. So both, and we have mind as well. So with this Mercury coming out saying communication and this Mercury coming out saying mind, it's almost like whatever has happened in the home or whatever memories you have of the home that go almost to this repeated broken record in your mind. Whatever those are that you're talking to yourself, how you talk to yourself is causing blocks. They're causing challenges for you. And also it's making the way you communicate with others a lot harder. Whereas things could be a lot smoother if you just change the way you look at yourself and how you communicate with yourself. Because that'll help you go more into your soul level and be able to root yourself. Because once again, we have Mercury sitting right here. All this freaking Mercury energy. But, and all of it's green. This is a lot of heart chakra energy. This is a lot of healing. So healing the way you talk to yourself is going to bring a huge change. That is the major block for the rose, is being able to heal the way you talk and think about yourself. Because Jupiter wants to bring in all of this. Like, there's a lot that Jupiter wants to bring in. And it's like Jupiter wants to bring in the sun, all of this great freaking, like, it wants to bring in the universe for you. It wants to help you drop emotional baggage. It wants to bring in this beautiful earthy feeling of like all the riches and everything are just coming to you and you feel so relaxed. And then freaking boss bitch card right here with Capricorn coming out, and like that's actually balancing out the way you feel with this, because it's like it's in this kind of pull because you're challenged by your own mind, and that's why it's like you're in opposition with what you could be doing and bringing to yourself because you're blocking yourself. And so you need to strike a balance and come to terms with the fact that by healing your heart and how you view yourself, you're going to open yourself up. And with this yellow right here, immediately it's like this big solar plexus boost. Like the confidence just like shoots up. And it brings all of this in because you're realizing you can let go of this stuff that held you back, and you can bring in all of these blessings because like they're waiting for you, but it's really your mental state that's keeping it from you. And with both of these cards right here, it's like letting go of this, which this was a lot of Saturn type energy. It was a lot of lessons that came from this that you're letting go of, that's very emotional. It was also a lot of things that were probably too good to be true as well. But in letting those things go, what is meant to come in is going to come in, because you're finally right here. Like you might even go on a vacation, who knows? But it's like definitely you're going to be able to rest. You're probably going to bring more love into your life as well. Because with this blue right here, you're finally falling into a place where you're talking truth as opposed to talking this like negativity to yourself. You're talking this beauty to yourself instead. You're talking blessings into yourself. So, and with this being the 4 and the 6 reducing to the 1, that is like the number of the self, and having that foundation and that because 6 being a Venus is like that loving relationship energy, it definitely could bring that to you personally by you just doing this for yourself. And being honest with yourself as well. Like, don't just start saying, okay, I'm happy with myself, and like kind of half-assing it and not really feeling it. But, that is what is coming through for the blessings for Jupiter going direct for this pile. It's mainly just getting a hold on your mind and being able to flip the switch so that you clear the space of the clutter so the good can come in. And you'll finally be able to get some rest from all the crazy back and forth mental hoops that you've been jumping through. So, we're going to move on to our green crystal, as everyone keeps calling it, the ruby and zoisite. And see what those blessings are now. About time. Jeez, Owen. Oh my goodness. Oh, nope. Not falling over. I love you too. So let's see, all you people that picked the ruby zoisite crystal. What is going to come out for Jupiter blessings? Oh, that's cool. Jupiter's coming out for Jupiter blessings, guys. You guys just get Jupiter. Like, that's cool. But, zoisite Here. My millions of notes here. Can you see it? Ruby zoisite? That's how you spell it. But, sorry, I pulled Jupiter for you guys for Jupiter blessings before I told you what the Ruby Zoisite Tower was. Brings energy of happiness and appreciation, abundance, vitality, growth, stimulates the heart chakra, divine love, elevates grief, anger, and despair and defeat, and aids in deep healing. I just told you, Owen. I need that. Well, let's see what the rest of the reading is. I always get my crystals from shops on Instagram that I really like, because I've shopped with them for a while, so I know what I'm getting is good, and they're like good prices, so I trust them. Be glad for something. Well, it's no wonder you were so attracted to it. Let's see, what's your other blessing besides Jupiter itself coming through for this pile? Dang, okay guys. Ooh, something, you guys are gonna get, back to back. Because, 13th, Jupiter goes direct. And then, 17th, we have the new moon in Virgo. So, your blessings, I think, are a twofold thing. Either that, or it's something that starts with the Jupiter going direct, and it's really going to hit you on the new moon. Especially with this being in Virgo and Jupiter being in Capricorn, that makes a trine. This should be making a trine. So this is going to be a very harmonious aspect for you guys. The Jupiter trining the moon. Definitely will bring stability. It's probably going to break down old things you guys really don't need. But it's going to bring in this boon of blessings, and your intuition is going to get really heightened. So pay attention to what comes through. Write it down, whatever it is, even if it doesn't make sense, because a lot of it is going to build up a lot of rooting and grounding, as well as confidence, and also heart healing, and finally being able to say what's on your mind. Like, if you're able to combine these energies and what it's bringing in. Let's get a little bit more on the Jupiter side. It's like what I was saying with the moon. You guys have communication coming up again. And look at this. Uranus, okay, all of the Earth stuff is coming out in this reading, because Uranus is in Taurus. This is going to be doing another trine. And I'm not sure. I didn't look at the moon's chart yet, so I don't know if the moon is actually making a grand trine or not. But it could be possible with this being in Taurus, but I can't remember what degree this is in right now. But with this being reversed, it's making me think Uranus retrograde. Like, literally, it's saying Uranus retrograde is tied into the blessings. So with communication, there's going to be a lot of blessings that come through communication, maybe news. Uranus also rules the internet, like Aquarius. The unexpected. So it kind of gives that Eight of Wands kind of energy, where there's like fast, unexpected messages that come in. But this is going to be good medicine. Okay, and medicine wanted to come out. This is going to be good medicine. It's not the icky tasting kind, it's the good kind. But with the moon, wow, okay. So with the moon, we're going to be pulling out some psychic stuff, like I was saying. We got the mystic with the Pisces coming out over here. Yeah, the spoonful of sugar and a half over here. And you got Cancer. Wow, okay. Today, the moon is in Cancer. Like today, like right now, the moon's in Cancer. This right here is really making me think of a timeline, because it's almost like with this being in reverse, it's like this is moving on, this is starting something, like today's starting something for you guys, and it's starting to kick up. And then once the Jupiter hits, it's going to be like this domino effect for you guys. So either you're going to start getting intuition, things start coming in, because the messages could be intuition starting to come in like very fast, like you're just getting a whole lot of stuff at once, and it's like you're not used to it, so it's kind of like you're starting to learn like what downloads actually feel like maybe people have talked about it but you've never had it happen to you, and then it just freaking, here you go, like you guys are getting it and you're like, oh my god, I'm fucking nuts. But you're not. Like literally, you guys are, it might be the gift Jupiter is giving you is trying to get you to come into your spirituality more, because it's almost like part of this side of you that nurtures you is closed off, but you're still receptive. So they're trying to help open that up by giving you the confidence and really heightening it so you know you can trust it. Download's a word I use, like say if you were to get guidance, or like say you have a dream that helps you work through things, or you're talking to somebody and it's like you've been thinking of something for a while and they come and talk to you out of nowhere and it's like they give you the answer. Our guides can talk to us through a lot of different avenues. So any of those ways, or just your own personal, like if you're clairaudient, clairvoyant, things like that, is for everyone it's going to be different. So the way you receive messages from the divine and your guides, those are downloads. But it's different for everybody. But specifically with this, it looks like a lot of communication, so maybe clairaudient abilities might be opening up. Or if you're an empath, it might be heightening that to where you're actually physically starting to be able to feel other people. Let's see. I don't need more oil. Too bad, Owen. See, Taurus coming up again. There's a lot of the big planets with this earth energy with you guys. Like, this is some very stable energy you're going into. Though, you guys aren't going to be liking the community. Well, I guess Owen just kind of voiced what you guys are going to be feeling like. You aren't going to be happy with this crazy rush of information that's coming in. It's going to seem a little, how can I put this? It's almost going to be like you're on speed dial. And it's like you're trying, like you're slowly planting these things as you're learning them. And it's like, okay, I'm starting to get this. And then here's some more. And it's like, wait, I'm still dealing with this. I haven't even watered this yet. And it's like, here's some more. And it's like, you're just like doing this thing like, I can't right now. Because this is literally like with the intuition over here. So especially if you have like water placements that are very strong, you are going to be getting this a lot more, because what'll happen is those water signs, whether whatever natal planet they're in, there's a good chance that they're probably forming sextiles to all of these planets that are in these earth energies that are transiting, so it's going to make it that much stronger. And if you guys have earth as well, like these are going to be hitting those too, so it's really going to be heightening a lot. And it's really doubling up on some communication here. I think it's a lot to do with intuition. Jupiter feels like it's just blessing the hell out of you guys with communication. Like, you might get some communication around you, but there isn't a whole lot of physical here besides this. And I feel like this is more you trying to ground yourself. Yeah, if it's in Capricorn, then you're definitely going to be feeling these. Because mine's in Capricorn as well. Oh wait, no, Jupiter's not in Capricorn. I have 3 other planets in Capricorn, but not Jupiter. But if your Jupiter's in Capricorn, depending on the degree, you could be having your Jupiter return, which definitely would bring you a lot of this Owen. That'd be something. But let me see. But yeah, all this, the only physical card here is one where you're like planting seeds and like getting ready to watch like all your hard work grow, but it's not necessarily like the communication is earth. It's more like you're getting this information and you're bringing it down and you're anchoring it and you're learning to ground yourself. You guys are going to have to lean on all this earth energy to really help you with this, especially the Uranus and Taurus, because these are connected. The Uranus retrograde Taurus. Leaning into the fact that it's going to rip away things you don't need in very unconventional ways that you're probably not going to understand why it's happening or how it's happening, because it's not going to make sense. Just go with the flow of that, but at the same time, as things are being pulled up, look at what you can build that's stronger behind it, as opposed to worrying about what's getting pulled away. $14 degrees. Actually, I think you just got missed, because this one is going direct at 17 degrees, so it didn't go retrograde enough to actually hit your 14, but it came very close. So you might have felt some of the effects with it in retrograde, but it's not going to hit your degree. It's actually going to start going forward now, like going 17, 18, 19 now, because it's going direct at 17. So you might have felt some heaviness, but you didn't get the full-on actual return yet. So let's see what Jupiter... That's whack. You guys got a master number over there. So with Jupiter, it's like the same. You guys notice this color over here? It's like the same as the Jupiter. It's saying revolution. Like Uranus, the word. Like, I want you guys to see this. The word for Uranus is revolution. So this revolution is it's like I've been saying, this is taking place at a soul level. Like, this is a very deep transformation. And the fact that we have solar eclipse here, it's like very powerful and very transformative. And it's really still making me lean a lot more towards the spiritual transformation. Like, there's probably going to be like a lot of positive effects that happen externally, because when you're doing an internal transformation, your external transforms with you. Two isn't bad. Two is the moon. Why are you upset about the moon? But with the moon, since we have, all this rooted sacral, like solar plate, like all the lower chakra energy over here that is like literally jumping in and throwing out what doesn't work and pulling in all of this great energy for you guys. Like, there's a lot of healing in the heart chakra, especially when you let go and let your intuition in. And then we have the second house over here. And the funny thing is it actually says owning. And this actually has a 2 and a 6 here, which are both very feminine numbers. Like 2, like I was saying, is of the moon, another intuition number, and then 6 is of Venus with love and partnerships and beauty. And it's like the balance and bringing in all this creation. And that actually makes a lot of sense with these colors. The lower chakras also really connect to our creativity. So once we start opening up and healing them and getting that back, we start becoming a lot more creative. So having these energies go together, very feminine, very creative, intuitive energies, and then making the number 8, which is the number of success. And the second house is also the house of material earnings, financial self-worth, things like that. So really owning this about yourself is going to help you step into this. It's almost like you're gonna, it's not even like a butterfly transformation. It's like a lot different, because it's like your energy is gonna transform. And you might feel a little crazy for a little bit, because it's gonna be really weird. But just remember, you have to keep coming back to grounding yourself and really feeling earth energy. It's going to be very hard for you, Owen, because you're all air. But, Saturn, Mars, Uranus in 2nd, and Venus in the 6th. So, you got a stellium in your 2nd with Sagittarius. Don't expose me. Okay. So you're probably feeling that south node down there too with Sagittarius as well, since it's transitioning. Does that make your 6th Pisces? I don't know if I'm counting right. Or if you have an interception. Oh, 2 came out for the... Dude, what the heck did this one? Look at what I said. Oh yeah, and then I'm over here saying like your Pisces with Venus and stuff. Okay, so yeah, it's really going to be hitting for you in that way. So you're going to get, it's a good thing you're pulling your cards back out. You're probably going to be able to pick up very quickly on it. Because you already kind of have this energy sitting in places that it's going to be... Oh, if your 5th is Pisces and that transiting Neptune is there, you're going to be getting a lot of downloads. And a lot of especially with creativity. You're going to get things in your dreams. There's a lot of stuff if you start opening up, whether, well, you're not really going to have a choice because it seems like Jupiter thinks your guys' blessing is literally making you an open case over here so they can just dump stuff on you. But with this one, we have Inner Temple, devotion, and tune into the portal of your heart, which is literally like this energy right here, like this Jupiter and solar eclipse energy. Like this is literally tuning into your soul and letting that come out. All in my ninth. But this right here is really trying to tell you guys that the more you devote to yourself, and like if you have any blockages in your lower chakras, whether it's sacral, solar plexus, or root chakra, if you work on those and heal those and open those up, it's really going to help you branch out. And what are you, just made of stelliums? But you guys also during this time need to remember to rest. Be hermit squad if you want, because you're gonna need it with all this coming. There's gonna be a lot coming to you guys, so you're really going to need to know how to like hold your own energy to yourself, because like I was saying, there's a good chance that you guys are going to be getting things that are allowing you to be a lot more empathic and pick up on others a lot easier, because you're picking up on what is being sent to you easier. So it's just kind of opening up channels, and it's really learning how to keep your energy to yourself while you're doing this, and not allowing people to either attach to you or take from you without you realizing it. You're just gonna be upset about your whole chart, Owen. Like, I love how your moon's in your second. We got second house over here dealing with the moon, so that's definitely tying to you, Owen. But you gotta own that intuition, Owen. But definitely take time for yourself when this is going on. If you need to, come to your grounded place, work on your root chakra. It is going to help you so much to have a grounded thing happening while this is going on, because if you don't and your energy gets scattered, you're gonna lose sleep and it's gonna be really batty, and then you're gonna go through the thing of where you're either staying up until 5 in the morning, or you're waking up at 3 and not able to go back to sleep till 6 because they're deciding to give you messages at that time. I went through that. It was annoying as hell. So once you learn to ground your energy and stabilize it, that's when, you know, they can give you this stuff and you can rest. Otherwise, you're just going to be constantly like doing this, like extremely like this energy down here that we saw right here, where it's just like, can you guys stop? Just stop for a minute. You guys are really pushing it and I can't handle it. But definitely just take care of yourself, and really, if you're having trouble, look at what earth placements you have in your chart and really try to lean into those energies to help you get through this. Because while all this is going on, you're gonna need to know how to ground yourself. Like, it's really important. Otherwise, it's just gonna become a big convoluted mess, and you're gonna look at this curse as, you're gonna look at this blessing as more of a curse when it is supposed to be opening a lot of doors for you right now. And take it slow. This planting your seeds thing is very slow. Take your time with yourself. Don't rush it. Don't feel like, you know, it's not happening fast enough. Believe me, you're going to feel like it's happening way more than fast enough. And you don't want to bring it faster, because that'll be way overwhelming. So, what house do you, what houses have Earth for you? Like, rule Earth. Or ruled by Earth, my bad. Your rising Jupiter and Neptune is literally what I was talking about, Owen. Neptune and Pisces go together. Remember? In your Jupiter's Earth and your rising, you can really use that to your advantage. Like, a lot. You're saying my only Earths are this. If you have your natal chart, it shows you where all of your planets are located, as well as your rising and everything like that. Yeah, your crystal is done. Good job. Owen was complaining the whole time. So, house of self, house of creativity, and house of higher learning. Yeah, Owen, like, that's literally everything I just said in spirituality. It's like, so be true to yourself, learn, get creative, and then literally, like, tap into your spirituality. That's literally first, fifth, and ninth. You were not complaining. Yeah, you can either watch it on my YouTube or on here. Like, if you want to see all his comments, you can watch it on, what you call it? Not entirely. Yeah, so first and ninth was like what Owen said, but your sixth is going to be more your routine. How do you have 4 houses ruled by Earth? Do you have an interception? Okay. So, higher learning, spirituality, career, routine, and yourself. So, getting rooted in yourself, you're going to have to make, what'll help you ground yourself is creating an actual routine that you do every day that brings you down to, like, the center, basically. It's kind of like how I was telling you in your personal reading, you need to be able to come into yourself and choose yourself over and over. So you definitely really need to go into that energy where you keep pulling your energy back to yourself by doing that every day. So... Oh no, it's the earth signs that rule the different houses, is what we're saying. So, like, Owen's first house is Taurus. So, like, Taurus rules, like, his first house. That's what, like how you, in 6th house, you have Mars, and it's in Aries, but the way the houses are ruled is, like, wherever that, line ends and starts, that's what it is. And like he said, the earth signs are the Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus. So you just look at whatever lines start with those signs, and that's the house. Unless you have interceptions and don't have that, which is I would have to look at your chart to be able to tell you if that was the case, or possibly you could write stuff like how I saw Sarah's and knew she had an interception. I'm going to go ahead and move on to pink tourmaline. Since everyone seemed to have picked Ruby Zoazite, did anyone pick pink tourmaline? Because I know a couple of you picked dolphin too. Oh, pink tourmaline stuff jumping out over here. Okay, so it jumped out, and I thought, well, maybe it fell out by accident. So I shuffled again, and it came out again. So, yeah, it's staying out. And then these came out together. This is an interesting... Okay. Yeah, Taurus isn't wanting to go anywhere. Okay, so is Capricorn in, which one's in your third? Because you said Capricorn's third and then Virgo third. So I'm not sure which one you're saying is your third. Well, if you think about it, they want the finer things, which queens, royalty are usually surrounded by the finer things. And then also they're of the five senses, they're of the earth. And queens are more of an earth ruling energy because, you know, they rule their kingdom. And plus they do have that, when they're evolved Taurus, not like, you know, the ones that have like things and refusing to grow. They are very in tune with nature and very connected to Gaia, so there's just like, there's a lot that's really good about Taurus. Like, I actually have both my Venus and my Mercury in Taurus, and it helps a lot. Even though Ryan always complains that his Mercury is in Taurus, it's actually very good. It helps you retain a lot of information. And it also makes it to where when you communicate, it's like you want to communicate in a way that others find pleasing. It's not like you just want to just talk to talk. And it's like you actually think about that, which isn't a weird thing to think about, but it's like at the same time, when people tell you they like hearing you, you're like, oh, thank God I'm not annoying. So it's like that plays even if like we don't say it. And the Venus in Taurus is very like all about beauty. Like, I love creating, obviously, like something that looks really pretty for you guys to look at when I'm doing stuff. I love aesthetic, like I love art and all that stuff, and I'm very loyal to all of my friendships and relationships. It's how I am. Venus, Mercury, and Gemini, 8th house. Interesting. Two. You got some pretty psychic placements. Having your you could easily be clairaudient or pick up on others' emotions, or even textilely when you touch things, pick up on memories from the objects. Yeah, my Mercury, Taurus, and my Sun are both in my 11th house together. So that like really helps a lot. And my Venus, Taurus is in my 10th house with my Aries midheaven. So it's like it makes it my rushing and trying to do stuff beautiful. And the Scorpio rising making your first house, a very transformative house. It's like you yourself, you're always going through like harsh, transformative, dark lessons. And it's what people kind of see you as. It's like their first impression of you is you are a very deep person. And even if you're not trying to come off that way, because you don't really want people knowing a lot about you, because it's almost like you can already have a feeling of what people are going to project on you, if that makes sense. Because having the Gemini in your 8th, it's almost like your communication with things that are occult, like whether you use like tarot, astrology, whether you're trying anything with mediumship, things like that. It's one of those things where the communication with your guides and spirits and stuff comes very easy having Gemini in the house. And having the Venus there, it also makes it kind of act with the partnerships that when you actually become emotionally connected to someone, it's almost like a telepathic connection, like very easily. I'd probably be able to tell you more if I knew degrees in your nodes and everything, because I like looking at how stuff bends people's nodes to be able to figure out exactly how their gifts and stuff play out. I've been doing that for people in their astrology readings. It's a lot of fun. Okay, so for empowerment, what is Gemini doing right now? Well, we got Gemini and we got Mercury. Healing. Oh, okay. What is Mercury? And Mercury's in Libra. Starting to get a picture with this pink tourmaline here, especially with Taurus and the second house coming out. I feel like it's more of a balancing that needs to come out, especially with Mercury being here. Mercury's going to be in Venus. I mean, Mercury's in Venus. Wow. Mercury's in Libra, which Libra is usually, you know, tied with Venus. Freaking Owen. But, yeah, and that's just from seeing those couple placements, and, like, I've been, actually doing a lot of charts because people are interested in it, and I feel really drawn to helping people, like, figure out their gifts and how to tap into them and stuff like that. It's just one of those things I'm naturally pulled to in people's charts, but I don't know if that's really a thing to be pulled to doing that in charts. Well, Owen, she was in your head, so there you go. But it is something, I even did a couple with that, and it was really interesting because it was like a synastry reading on top of like a spiritual connection reading too. Yeah, with my yacht, I'm forced into mine. I have no choice. I have to do it. And I realized that it came like the other night when I was sitting there thinking, trying to figure it out, and I'm like, why do I have this thing? And then it made sense because my Uranus is in my 6th house, right? Of routine and work and service, because it's usually the house that Virgo rules, but I have it in technically in Sagittarius, but it moves, my planets are in Capricorn at the very end of the house. So my yod points at Uranus with my sun and with my south node. So all of my gifts that I already know and understand that are sitting in my 2nd house that are supposed to bring me money are pointing at my daily routine and work and service that literally deals with astrology and tarot and everything with the planet of Uranus, because it rules the sky. And then my sun in my 11th house of the internet is the other point pointing at my Uranus, saying, this is your heart, you shine your heart, and you communicate, and you do everything from this house daily. This is your daily. And I was like, oh my gosh, that makes so much sense, because I want to be live. I don't want to just do videos. I want to be live doing it multiple times a week, so it is kind of like a daily thing. Oh my goodness. I could probably look and see Owen. Friggin', she laughed at me when I found out I had a yod. Me and her both didn't know. It just came out of nowhere. Okay, here's the 2 for... Dang, okay. Jupiter blessings. He's trying to figure out what his yod's doing in his chart. Like, what's it trying to push him to do? Because I was thinking on mine for a while, like, because me and Alyssa go back and forth. And she said some things, and then it made other stuff click. Like, everything's very connected in our charts once you start looking at it. And it's a lot easier for me to pick up on people's abilities and stuff. It's really weird. I can pick up on if people have spirit guides, who they are and stuff. I did that for people before. It was really weird. And I don't think that usually happens in astrology readings, so I don't really know where it comes from, because I'm not reading tarot while I'm doing it. Pointing to your new moon. So you're born on a new moon? Oh. Bruh. Oh my gosh, you guys. Okay, what? Do you guys have like the same chart or something over here? Okay, so with this pink tourmaline, there is, first, let me read it before I forget. It is love, compassion, emotional healing, self-love. It calms emotions, eases distress and anxiety. So, well, you guys weren't that far off. So with pink tourmaline, there's going to be a lot of healing centered around what you consider valuable to yourself. There might be a lot of things that have misplaced value, and it's making it to where you're being put through a lot of harsh lessons in order to see what truly is important. Now, the blessings that are going to come in, like literally, like ride in, like with the chariot, is there's going to be the soul tribe coming in, like literally like the soul family who you're connected to. You're not going to be going through doing all this healing by yourself. There's going to be people that understand, people that have gone through it. There's going to be people that are trying to help you get through this healing and make you realize that you do have a choice. Because, like, literally with this, if you look at this card here, it actually has Mars and it has Aries, and it's reversed, so it's literally making me think of the Mars retrograde in Aries. This pressure from this transit is going to be very heavy on you. It's going to make you feel like you don't have a lot of choices in a lot of matters, and it's also going to make you be very hard on yourself. And with this card being reversed literally right on top of it, It's showing that you're not nurturing yourself the way you nurture other people, and you need to give that nurturing to yourself in order to heal these wounds. Because a lot of these wounds deal with relationships and balancing out what is right and what isn't, especially if those relationships deal with money. And if anyone is controlling you using money, learning how to actually move on from that instead of letting it control your life. And it also is going to help you move out, because with Gemini here, with seeing the butterfly, what it's making me feel like is it's going to help you learn to communicate. Because with all of this going on and all these lessons and feeling like you don't have a choice, you might not be saying much right now. You might be keeping a lot to yourself. And the thing is, this is meant to help you transform into the better version of yourself. So the blessing that Jupiter is going to bring is it's going to bring the people in that you need. So that way you can work through these issues, and so that you actually have people by your side that understand what you're going through and aren't judging you for what you're going through. They're actually wanting to empower you where you feel like you're deflating yourself constantly. And they're also going to help you possibly open up avenues, like with opportunities, business, things like that. They could actually help you with opening this up, so that way you don't feel like you're just bogged down with this energy and you don't have... What did you do, Owen? I just saw something flash up on my screen. What did you do? I was like in the middle of talking and you don't know what you did. But anyways, I'm scared. So definitely lean into the people that Jupiter brings for you so you can do this healing. And they're going to teach you how to heal yourself, because instead of feeling like you can only give it to other people, they're going to show you how you can love yourself as well, and how you can empower yourself while you're going through this healing. So just be patient with yourself and realize that it's been hard, and it might get a little harder as this goes on, but it's going to keep moving forward, and it's going to be a fast-paced move forward. It's not going to be slow, because with the Chariot, it's going to be a very fast-moving energy that comes in. Yeah, that's what that is for the pink tourmalines. There wasn't anything else that wanted to come through after that. Sorry. Yeah, I just looked over and saw your name on the screen. I was like, okay, what are you doing over there? Okay. So now for the little dolphin. Little dolphin. Oh, you finally followed me? Thank you, Owen. It's not like I haven't been doing this for you for a few times now. Oh my goodness. Okay, so I know some of you, I found it. I know some of you have, picked the dolphin. I think Owen said that he wanted the dolphin as well, so let's see what his second message is. And whoever else picked the dolphin. So some Jupiter blessings. Okay. So, remember Pisces from the previous one that Owen picked, and we're just going to have Pisces, you know, kind of show up again, just because it can. You know, there's no correlation to that whatsoever. And the 10th house. Bringing you some job opportunities. Let's see, what's some Pisces? Okay. There's that opportunity. In your 11th with Saturn. Ooh. Well, that wanted to completely fly out at you guys, so we're just going to keep that one, because I don't want to go shuffling and then it just throws it at me again. Oh, and look, it has Pisces on it too. Cool. So, yeah, okay. We're just going to keep that then. And the dolphin got... Why do I feel like there needs to be a third one here? There's supposed to be a third one. Yep. This dolphin pile is interesting, to say the least. Just as I was thinking that in my head, that's what that comes. Okay. The dolphin pile. This is about opening blockages. This Pisces energy here that's coming through, this veil is being lifted here, because for a while there was a lot of pretty much like the passion was drained out of your life, and it made you just completely quit growing. And it's almost like what's happening is Jupiter's bringing in this like Piscean energy, and it's making it to where like you're being more dreamy and you're thinking of things that you weren't really thinking before, and it's making you have more of this creation inside you that's trying to bubble to the surface. And in turn, what this does is it connects with the Mars energy. Now, if I'm remembering right, don't have my freaking notes beside me. I can't remember if Mars retrogrades all the way in Pisces before it goes direct. It's not, I can't remember off the top of my head. But that could be a time signifier for this group in particular of when this exact type of emotional fulfillment is going to happen, which that would be November. With the Six of Cups, dealing with Scorpio, kind of sitting in the middle of this, because I feel like it's tying these things together in a way that dealing with this is what brings these in, because this is tying to the being stifled as well as this memory, the memories that are here. There's buried secrets that I'm feeling with this Scorpio energy. There's a lot of things that are going to come out, and some memories might not be as happy as they seemed. And it's going to cause a lot of growth. It might be painful growth, especially since having the 9th house here, it's like you're seeking the truth, but the truth you find isn't pleasant, because this is like a reversal here. And it might make you want to shut down a lot of the parts of you that are more intuitive. Like, you don't want to feel all the things that you can feel using this Pisces energy, but you're not going to be able to shut it off, is the whole thing. It's going to be there whether you want it to or not. And it's going to have this impact on your 10th house. Like, there is going to be this stability, this contentment that comes through, like, whatever work you're doing and whatever you're healing. There's going to be a direct, like, almost like fall in your lap kind of situation that happens concerning work. And it's going to be something that makes you very content. It's not like the ultimate, like, be all end all kind of thing where the family's in the picture. This is you yourself. You're content with what you're doing material wise, with what you're doing with business or your job or your creations. You are content with it. You don't have this like group of contentment. You are content, and that's very important, because what you're working on is yourself in this. You're not trying, nothing here is screaming relationships. This is purely pointing towards you. With these houses, with these signs, this is pointing towards you. And there's a lot of opportunity that's waiting to pour in. And that's because with this one, Age of Light, it says you've been training for this for lifetimes. I think a lot of the things that are going to come through that are going to make you want to shut off, which is probably why it's memories. Maybe you'll get some past life dreams. Maybe someone will go and get like a past life regression. Like, I never had one of those, but I've heard of them. But it's almost like you're remembering skills that you didn't know you had, and you're exploring them. And that's what starts bringing you this emotional fulfillment, because this is over here with this. So once you start really deep diving into your intuition and starting to pull out these skills you didn't know you had, and you're exploring it, it really starts opening up different aspects of yourself. And it actually starts bringing out the higher qualities of you. And for those of you that are interested in doing like psychic stuff as a business, then it's almost like it's giving you that activation that's kind of like giving you that nudge, like you can do it. Like, you, like for a career, like you can literally do it. But you have to realize that you've shut off this part that really needs to be opened up, so that way it can flow. Because creativity, all this stuff, it's so important to have that open, because if that's blocked, no matter what work you're really doing, you're going to be stifled while you're doing it, and you're not going to understand why. What? Oh, you got the tingling? Yeah, I get that during certain readings, and I also get it every night when I do my gratitude before I go to sleep. Or just randomly, because it can. But definitely with this blue in the 10th house, though, and how this kind of green blue is happening with the Pisces energy, like, this is going to be very healing. And it's going to also make it to where you're very open and honest about how you feel about things. So whatever you experience, you're going to be happy to talk about it, which is why it's going to be able to be something that it's almost like you can incorporate into your work. Even if like you do something that isn't like necessarily considered spiritual, it's going to be like you're going to be happier because you're going to be more in tune with what's going on around you and know how to keep your energy for yourself to where you're content in your environment. And then you're also going to be able to move on from the feeling that you can't grow, or like the things that stifle you. You're going to be able to be like, I can work past this. I can create these ideas that help me get out of this. And whatever truth that you uncover, you'll know that you can heal through it, because whatever you heal through creates space for new to come in. Night, Owen. Thanks for coming. But yeah, that is it for the dolphin. Was it capital W? Night, a win. But yeah, that's what the pick a cards look like. And just for those who did pick the Opalite Dolphin, it improves communication in case you want to get Opalite, because I got quite a few things that are Opalite up here. It improves communication on all levels, especially spiritual. And it removes energy blockages from the chakras, and it assists during emotionally charged transitions of all kinds. It brings persistence and gives strength in verbalizing hidden feelings, which is literally what this reading was about. That's cool. Yeah, of course. Like, you don't have to apologize. There have been things before where I've had to go back and like look at something again because I was like, what the heck? And I did miss something, so it was a good thing I watched it again. But that is the end of the pick a card. If you guys don't have any extra questions, or maybe if someone's new here and I don't know, and you didn't get your own personal reading, you can tell me, I can do you a personal one. Because it doesn't show me who's on here, I'm just kind of here with seeing like a number. You're welcome, Sarah. To be honest, I should probably get off too because I've been on here like 3.5 hours. I don't want to chance it since I'm on my phone. When I get my laptop, I will happily be like clicking all over stuff and seeing things, but I don't trust my phone because it kicks me off randomly when I touch stuff, so it only lets me do so much. Hopefully it doesn't click me off and make it to where I don't have this video because I'll be very upset. But I'm gonna go ahead and head out for the night, and I will post when I'm doing more lives and get a schedule set up for when I'm doing them. I'm working that out right now. And anyone who's following obviously is entered in my contest that ends on the 30th for getting that hour-long astrology reading, so I'm excited to do that for you guys. But yeah, I'll announce my stuff. Plus my throat's starting to go out too. It's this smoky air. The air quality's horrible. But I know Pindalulu didn't come out this time. We'll do it next time since I'm planning the next one to just be kind of all readings for you guys. Because there's only going to be certain ones that have dedicated readings. But yeah, I'll talk to all you guys later. And I'll put it on my social medias when I'm gonna do my next live. But thanks everyone for coming, and I will see you all soon. Bye.